Aloha, Tim Davis again. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams here on Maui, and I'm Canadian. Back with another feature on things to see and do here on Maui. This time something a little different. We're going to check out a historical walking tour. This one gets started here in Kihei.
So I came to the library to kind of start the research, and then that's where kind of all the ideas started falling in place, discovering cool stories about the history of this land, talking to people. And I personally love taking walking tours when I go different places around the world. I've been on like over 20 walking tours. So I was like, you know what? There's some cool stories here. Walking tours are fun. Let's do it.
The Kihei tour gets started in front of the Kihei Public Library and takes about 80 minutes.
And then there's some very, very interesting military history in Kihei during World War II. So we have the Navy stationed along this coastline all the way up to Maui, doing all sorts of operations along here on this coastline. Right at that hotel that we can see there, or condo complex, at the base of it, we've got Kamaole Beach 1. Kamaole Beach 1. There was a very secretive clandestine troop stationed there at Kamaole Beach 1, okay, doing some operations. It didn't come out till decades later what was going on there at Kamaole, who was stationed there. It was an underwater demolition team, okay? And what they were doing was they were practicing all sorts of kind of espionage along a coastline, kind of reading where the best area would be to invade, and stealthily, right? So there's a book called Into Enemy Waters that I got at the library here, written very recently during COVID. An author, journalist, interviewed some of these men that were stationed in that troop there.
The tours are also held in historic Wailuku town in central Maui, an area packed with plenty to learn about.
So Wailuku has a very, very rich history. It goes back over a 1,000 years. Wailuku, there's original like maps and kind of kingdoms of Maui, and the original three were like Wailuku, Hana, and Lahaina. So that shows how like significant Wailuku was, and we talk about that on the Wailuku tour and talk about why it is so significant, very fertile area and stuff like that.
So if you're the type that likes to learn a bit of history about the place you live or visiting, give Keith and his historic walking tours a try. All the details are on their website, mauiwalkingtours.com, and if you dig through the reviews, you'll see it's well worth your time. Now, on to some real estate fun. In the last episode, I touched on a few taxes involved with real estate purchases in Hawaii, but wait, there's more. Specifically, there are some that come into play if and when you decide to sell your Hawaii property. First up is the Foreign Investment in Real Property Tax, or FIRPTA. It's a tax law that applies to non-U.S. citizens. This act requires that 10 to 15% of the sale price is withheld from the seller's proceeds at closing of escrow to ensure U.S. taxes on the gain are paid. Once a U.S. tax return is filed by the seller, any overpayment is returned. And the Hawaii Real Property Tax Law, or HARPTA, requires that 7.25% of the sale price be collected. Once a Hawaii tax return is filed, any overpayment is returned. You'll also hear the term escrow frequently. This is quite simply the third party that will hold your deposit during the transaction process, similar to how the buyer's agent's brokerage will hold your deposit in trust in Canada. Mahalo for watching. I'll be back with another feature soon.